Hey guys, Chris and Michael here from Boxing Brothers Online Coaching. Today we're going to be showcasing some examples of simultaneous countering. So as we all probably know, counter boxing is prioritising the defence of your opponent's punches and then immediately after throwing punches in response. In this instance today, we're going to be teaching you how to throw your punches while your opponent's punching. So, as I was mentioning, if Michael were to throw a 1-2, more often than not, I'll first of all defend those punches, however I see fit. And then subsequent to having defended those punches, respond with a series of punches, a counter. Whether it be evasive, and then boom, boom, and then me countering back, or catching those shots on the guard and then me countering back. Counter boxing is all about defending yourself and then punching the guy back, okay? Now that's not always an option. So oftentimes, depending on the circumstances, so a couple of examples maybe if you've got a tall opponent or you've got an opponent that's very in and out, from a long range coming in and then moving out again, that isn't always going to be an option. So for example, if Michael's in front of me now, and he throws steps in with a 1-2, then very quickly steps out, 1-2 and then steps out, I'm not going to be in a position to be able to counter him. Okay? So in this instance, if Michael's either just a tall dude or using that long style or in and out a lot, rather than me trying to defend his punches and then counter subsequent to his attack, what I'll actually do is punch while he's punching. Now the risk increases quite substantially, but the likeliness of me landing those punches and then as the fight progresses, discouraging him from engaging is going to be really high. So to make it even more simple, if Michael steps in with a jab and then steps out with a jab, he's not there for me to counter, okay? But if I get my timing on and I parry a few of Michael's punches, I slip a few of Michael's punches, etc., I can then eventually attack him while he's throwing that shot. So off his jab, I might drop underneath with the right hand to the body. So in the case of a more complex maneuver, let's say for example, Michael's throwing a 1-2 hook, he goes bang, and steps back, and I can't counter, and it's a combination that he likes to throw a lot. In that instance, I'll let him throw the 1-2 and I'll bang him on the hook, but I'll keep that other hand nice and tight and try to catch him while he's throwing that hook. I'll intersect the actual punch itself, okay? Now, depending on the circumstances you're in, the direction you're traveling, how your opponent's throwing will determine what your shot that you throw in accordance to whatever punch that he's trying to execute, okay? So for example, if my opponent's only aiming to my chin rather than my head, so I've noticed that Michael's throwing like relatively low, he's not really aiming for my forehead, then he's a good candidate for an overhand. Okay, so in this instance, because Michael's hand is relatively low, I can simultaneously throw, boom, over the top, just like this, okay? Whereas if his shot was a little bit high, I might find that I'm walking onto the shot looking for that overhand. If the shot is high, he then becomes a candidate for a shot underneath to the body, boom. Okay, so you need to determine what height is your opponent punching at, and that can help you decide exactly what shot you want to throw off their shots. Also, you don't need to leave it to a single shot, so you would grow it off that. In this instance, if Michael throws that jab to the head and I've got underneath, I'll get that off a few times, and then as the fight progresses, I'm going to from here bang him with a few extra shots. Okay. Likewise, if I'm traveling into a particular direction, so if I'm traveling to my left, Michael's travelling to my left and he throws that jab, I might find that going on the inside is going to be effective, okay, because I'm travelling that way. Likewise, if I'm travelling to my right and Michael throws that jab, I might find that slipping on the outside of his shot and popping in with that jab is going to be effective because I was travelling that way. Okay, so I use the momentum of our movement to help determine what shot I'm going to throw. So what I would recommend is to try them all. Get someone in front of you, get them to throw single left, single right combinations, etc. and try to punch simultaneously without getting hit. It's so important that you still prioritise not getting hit before you get those shots on, okay? Some of the many options that you have simply just off the jab. So if Michael throws that jab out, we're going to get him to leave it there. You can go down and on the inside with that right hand. You do run the risk of wearing his right hand, but if you're quick enough and you follow it up with shots, then you're not going to have to worry about that. Off his jab, you can also throw the jab to the body. You can throw the overhand right. Yeah. You can do the slip jab to the head. Boom, like that. Again, all determined by what kind of punch he's throwing, where he's throwing it, what direction he's traveling in, and from there, Again, not leaving it at that single shot. So if we're moving around, he's throwing that jab, and I've caught him a couple of times with that jab, eventually I'm going to be wanting to go jab, and then following it up with more punches, so that I'm not vulnerable when I enter that high risk zone. Another very common circumstance that people find themselves in which this maneuver is really effective is at the short range, okay, in that close range. So for example, if Michael and I end up relatively close, I know that 9 times out of 10, Michael's going to throw 1 of 4 punches. It's going to be a close range hook or body rip, okay, or the uppercut, yeah, which is also applicable. But in this case, when we get nice and close on the inside, if Michael throws that rip, I can launch my left hook simultaneously. Even if it means wearing it a little bit, but if I calculate it and I catch him before, then I'm not going to have anything to worry about. If he throws that left rip, same thing, boom, I can let my right hook go. And then all of a sudden, he's going to become really hesitant to throw that rip. Likewise with the hook, I can catch the hook and let mine go simultaneously. On the other side, I can catch it and let my shot go. Simultaneous counter, okay? So as he throws that shot, I'm wearing the shot on the guard, or I'm evading the shot and trying to land my shot as effectively as I can. Likewise, when at that mid-range, if Michael were to throw a left jab like that, and then he throws that right hook to my head, I can come underneath and throw to the body, yeah? Or if he throws that straight right, and then he throws that other hook, boom, I'm coming underneath and throwing to the body. Try to look for opportunities when you can throw while they're throwing and not get hit at the same time.
I get lazy eyes, huh?
Yeah, so do I.